Hey there everyone, this is Seb and I've got a bit of an update video for you on our little voice acting project. Let's all play in the Battle of Olympus. Now before I get into the actual update, I'd like to really thank each and every one of you for just the outright positive response on this whole idea. It's a bit over a month now that I actually posted a video asking to lend me your voice. And yeah, quite a lot of people actually responded to that. Either actually to participate in the project itself or just to say how cool of an idea it was and that they were looking forward to seeing how it would turn out. So to everyone, thank you so much. And yeah, this makes it all the more awesome to actually work on this, and I'm looking very much forward to seeing what we can actually produce in this regard. And I've been working this past month on doing some prep work where I could actually, and yeah, so actual updates for the parts. Okay, so I've gotten a lot of responses and we are pretty much almost full actually, believe it or not. And especially in the mail department, I had to actually kind of puzzle to give everyone a bit of a share of the roles. So some people will have 2 or maybe even 3 roles. However, the females, those who wanted to do a female role at least, they might have a bit more on their hands, because we still like a couple of girls. Yeah, there's still some open spots in that regard. So if you want to do a female voice, then let me know and we can still fill you in there. But for the males, it's pretty much cramped, and yeah, unless some people actually fall out somewhere, there's no more room in that regard. So that's pretty cool, and we can actually start working on some things here, I think, and prepare some future videos. For that, I did some work. I actually recorded the entire bit of the playthrough. It's going to be 8 parts. I've made up my mind on what to name the hero and the heroine. That's one thing, so you can find those in the script as well. And speaking of the script, I've also verified all of the lines I wanted to use in the game. Now, I know there is a couple of more in there, but I did try my best to make a efficient run through the game and talking to as many NPCs as I could, and I think I did an okay job in that regard. Still keeping it like efficient so it's not too boring. I will cut out some grindy parts, but otherwise you will see all the travels that I do in the game. Just not the part where I stand in one spot and slay enemies for about 10 minutes or so. But otherwise you will just see every bit that I go to in the game and see me go from save point to save point per video, basically. Each video is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, and yeah, each video will have some NPCs in them as well. It's gonna be a full complete run, of course, 100%. I'm going to show you as many of the little secrets and things that I know of the game that I can, and yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting thing, because my strategies tend to be a bit different from typical walkthroughs I found, which could be interesting, I guess. But yeah, so that means there's also work in it for you guys now, because those who wanted to help out, yeah, it's about time that we are actually starting to voice some of those NPCs, which is gonna be awesome. So I will be sending out those who wanted to help out their lines. Now, please by no means feel rushed. I do not have any set deadlines. Like, it would be nice if we can have the first video out next month or something, but you know, we all have lives, and this is all very voluntarily and just, you know, testing out things. And it's as much as a learning experience for me as many of you. Although some of you people have done some voice work in the past, so I'm very honored that some of you guys actually decided to work on this project as well. That's very awesome. But yeah, so If you have the time, please record your lines and send them over to me again, and I will put them in the video and prepare the first video. Now, as I said, I have no strict deadlines. Would be nice if it's on a as soon as possible basis, but yeah, just see what happens. And you know, if there's really like 1 or 2 people who are lagging the project behind, then I will try and contact you and tell you, hey, maybe you can hurry it a bit up because everyone else is ready. But you know, just do what you can and see what happens. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be going okay. And also, don't be too stressed about this whole ordeal, because like some of the NPCs literally only have 1 sentence. That's it. So you know, that's really only 2 minutes of actual recording at most. And that includes like 5 mistakes. But yeah, so don't fret it too much. Now, as I said, I'm no expert in video or in voice acting either, so I can give you some hints on how to do this on a way that I think makes sense, but see this as just pretty much uninformed advice, because as I said, I'm no expert. But yeah, please, when you record, try to make it at least in an environment that's silent. So you know, if there's work done outside, it might not be a good idea to record at the moment. And what do you record with? Well, you can record really with pretty much anything. Probably the best way to record your voice is through an external microphone. Can be this one, can be an USB microphone, you know, like the Blue Snowball or Yeti, for example. They're excellent as well. But yeah, a decent external microphone generally gives the best audio quality, I find. And if you have one, you know, this one, you would like a stand for it, or you can just hold it. But do be warned, if you hold it, then hold it still when you talk to it, so the distance from your mouth to the microphone is consistent, and also there is no sound of actually hand movements and such, because many microphones pick up a lot of things, and you know, if you nervously handle that thing while you're talking, it picks it up all, and it just sounds really bad. So that's an option. If you don't have an external microphone, then you could also use a headset, for example. Now headsets tend to have a bit less quality in the microphones. Really, some have pretty decent microphones, but generally speaking, they are a bit weaker. But this can still work perfectly fine. If that's not an option, there's also just your mobile phone. Every smartphone can be used as a voice recorder nowadays, and there's plenty of free apps in the App Store or Google Play that allow you to record your voice in a decent fashion. Some can even help you edit it out, some distortions and such. And if even that is not an option, then you could also kind of use the microphone on a camera. Now, I must say that even on even on the most expensive cameras, the microphones are just crap. But you know, it's better than nothing. Like, I'm using the camera microphone now as well, and you know, you can hear me, but for an actually voice clip for something, it's not so nice, and I always have to clean up this audio anyway, so you know, that's a bit of a shame as well. So best quality out of the box is just use a external microphone that just generally gives the best audio quality, and then use a program. And I'm only experienced really with Windows, and for that there is a freeware program called Audacity, and that is an awesome program. Like, sure, by no means is it like Adobe Audition, but Adobe Audition honestly is kind of overkill for most things of this nature, and Audacity works perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure there's also something for this for the other platforms, but I just don't have any experience for that. And honestly, every OS that I know of has like an internal voice recorder as well, which you can just perfectly use. You can't edit as much, but you don't really have to edit much. So there's also that. Don't try and fix too many of the problems as well and add like 20,000 filters to it, because usually that ends up just sounding very terrible. What kind of files should you record in? Well, I prefer either two options, either WAV files or compressed MP3 files. Those would probably be even better, honestly, because they are compressed and thus they are smaller. And yeah, I know what people say, they lose quality, but honestly, if you can tell me the difference between a good MP3 file and a WAV file, at least when it comes to voice recordings, then you have better hearing than me. But as I said, a good MP3 file. So if possible, when you can find the settings, set the bitrate to like 256 kbps. That's good quality, and put the sample rate to about either 41 or preferably 48,000 megahertz, or no, it's kilohertz, right? Let's not make it too big, or no one will hear it anymore. So those are the export settings, really. Another thing you want to be careful of when you record is that you leave some lead in and lead out. What I mean by that is that before you start talking, wait. After you're done talking, wait. So, how does it go? You click on that record button, you wait about 5 seconds, you start your line, you wait about 5 seconds, you click stop. Same with like an external microphone that has a switch on here. A lot of people do this, so you know, I'm just telling you now, but don't do it like this, where you are ready to record and you hit the switch and you start talking right away to put your lines in, and you're done, you switch it off. Don't do that, because that causes distortions, and it also makes it fairly impossible to do any correcting on the audio later on, because it's always handy to have some empty space, as it were. So please keep that in mind when you're recording. And if you want to clean up your own audio, be my guest, but otherwise I will try and do something with it if it's required. I won't be too harsh on any audio. Like if there's a small hiss or distortion, so be it. It's gonna happen anyway, because we all have different microphones and everything, so you can't normalize everything, or it just would take forever. So don't feel too bad about it. And another piece of advice that I want to give everyone is, if you record your voice, you've got it done, you have a nice lead in and everything, and it's sitting there, listen back. Listen to it again and just be very objective and listen if it's good. Now if you say it's awesome and it's great and it's the best thing ever, then you've clearly done this before. Most people will listen to it and they will think, my goodness, this is awful, because it's their own voice. But what you should really listen for is, are there things going on in the backgrounds? Did the cat decide to jump off of the desk, for example? Or did something fall over? Or did you maybe really stumble in a sentence without noticing it? You know, just basic stuff that makes it feel a bit awkward. Not so much the interpretation of the sentence, but or the intonation of the sentence, but really things that you know that shouldn't be there. If they come up, maybe you can cut them out, or maybe you can just do them over. Whatever you feel like is best, but always make sure you listen back to what you record so you know what you're sending in. And yeah, when you do want to send something in, there's a couple of options we can use, especially when you use MP3 files. You can just send it in via email at halflinegamer@gmail.com. Easy as that. You could also make it into a video, upload it to YouTube, make it unlisted, send me the link, and I will be able to rip the audio from it that way. I can download the MP3 track at least. Will be a bit less quality. I think YouTube encodes MP3 at 128, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But you know, it's still better than having nothing. Another option is like cloud storage services. You can either upload something somewhere and send me the link, or I can invite you over to upload it on on my box account. So you can upload it there and I can grab it off of there if you prefer that. Those are really the three basic ways to do it. Also, I've given every line that you are going to voice a code. I would prefer it if you would use that code as the audio file name. So, you know, it's easy for me. Like Old Woman 1, it's just OW01. You know, it just makes it simple for me. So yeah, I think that's really all that I had to cover in this thing. So I'm going to be hard at work sending everyone their lines. You can expect that by either email or a YouTube PM, or maybe some other means if we talk over Facebook or whatever. But I'll be sure to contact everyone somewhere this week, most like. There's a lot of people to go over, so. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or tips for everyone, please leave them down in the comments as well, so we can all learn from each other in that regard. And yeah, thank you all so much again for just participating in this project, and I'm looking very much forward to what this end result will be. I think it will be pretty cool, really looking forward to it. And just the learning experience already is just awesome, and just being able to work with everyone is just, yeah, so great. And yeah, it really makes me, as I work on this, it makes me like look forward to future projects that are actually bigger, because this one, as I sent the lines, you will see from, wow, this is really kind of small and pathetic. But you know, what's the idea of this game? Give everyone very small parts and lines so everyone can have a try at it, and not make it too overwhelming for everyone, me included. But yeah, I just already see these potentials for future games that are much bigger and with recurring roles and such, so oh man, that would be awesome. Anyway, first things first, and that is the Battle of Olympus. So let's make that happen, guys. Thank you very much once again, and I hope you have fun making those recordings. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye bye for now.